everyone, I hope you're all having an amazing day. My name's Thomas Piscionieri and I'll be talking about the World Supercross Championship in Australia. It happened November 2023. It was in Melbourne Stadium and I was a lucky person to have the opportunity to take some pictures there. Myself, I'm a photographer if you're not aware who I am, so hi. And it was an amazing weekend, and this video, as if you clicked on it, it's a bit about my pictures and just sport in general. So sit tight, enjoy some of the pictures that I'll be sharing yourself, have some stories, have a bit of smiles. Also, please, if ever you're a Melbourne person wanting a particular photographer, whether it's for media, whether it's for a concert, or whether it's for motorsport, because obviously myself, I love my motorsport and I've got a motorsport background ever since I was a little kid. Please consider me, please hire me, or just look into my details, even give me a follow, and you never know, my future can also be keep going sort of thing. So I just want to say that quickly, but I'll be saying a little bit more about that a little bit later on in the video. So without further ado, I feel like we'll quickly get onto the video and show you some of my favourite pictures. And I also want to say too, if you really like some of the pictures, or perhaps you're one of the people in the audience, or you've got a particular favourite rider, send me an email or a DM, Instagram, Facebook. I'm pretty accessible like that. Send me a message and say, hey, you like that one, or hey, did you take a picture of a certain rider that weekend at the World Supercross Championships in Melbourne Stadium? And I probably will give it to you, because like for me it's like photography is what I love, and always trying to help out other people. So remember that also too. Melbourne Stadium looks like in Australia, okay? Melbourne Stadium in Melbourne, and this was the Australian WSX Championships that got wrapped up. The championships got wrapped up in Melbourne Stadium. Looks really cool. We host cricket there, music concerts, sometimes music concerts, and also AFL football. So underneath all this is grass, like you've got your actual grass, proper grass, and we'll play, like I said, play, or also music concerts. Really cool how they did it. Then they obviously put a lot of soil on there, plastic, then soil, and then obviously the motorbikes are on there doing some jumps, and really cool. This photo, I was obviously, as a media person, I was allowed to go up a deck, and I'm like, you know what, I want to get one with the fire, because as the riders are shooting out, I want to get one of them as the riders are shooting out, but also like from a fan perspective on the second level. So I really like that. It's also got Melbourne there, Melbourne Stadium, all the lights. It's an enclosed stadium too, which is really cool, because sometimes in Melbourne it rains. Really cool. Luke Clout, one of our Aussies, one of our greats in any sports. It's always good to see an Aussie up there. Luke Clout, so if you're a person of the WSX and also SX1 and all that, it's always good to know that there's an Aussie there. Luke Clout got really up there during the races. I think he got one of the races he won, and then I think another race he got third from memory. This is my third favourite photo of what I've taken, and this is one of the this is Ken Roczen going for the pass, okay? And Ken Roczen, as we know, he's one of the most amazing riders of all time, I feel, and it's really nice to know that I've taken him a photo like this as he's gone for the pass. A bit of a nice leg out there too, because, you know, just a bit of stability. This guy was wild, like wild, meaning a good wild. Like the whole race, I just knew that he was going to keep pushing, keep going hard. And particularly this corner, like I can't remember what exact corner this was, but it was a 180 corner, and this was a pretty much of a good passing opportunity on the race. And this particular rider here, he was going a little bit wider because you're wanting to get the faster exit. But Ken being Ken, he sort of stuck the nose in there, gave it a good pass. And then my next photo from this, he's like, these two are going side by side on the jump, which one of them are a little bit blurred out, but then Ken's full focus. So I prefer this one than the next one, but I really like it because if you follow the WSX championship, the championship was on the line, but between Joey and Ken. Joey was the favourite, but Ken was, as we know, Ken was just full focus, full go. And as you can see, he was full go in one of them races, just go. I don't really care where I qualified or whatever, wherever I was, I'm just going to go and keep going. So this is another sort of photo that I like because it was also about the journey of Ken Roxon trying to win this World Championship. And I think this was the third and final race. I can't remember exactly if it was the third or final, but regardless, like Ken was really trying to push up the pack because he wanted to maximise the points against championship leader Joey at that particular time. And Ken didn't pass sort of thing this particular rider, but he got really close and was showing really much speed, but all he needed to do was sort of be ahead of Joey every single race, and then technically he would become champion. Not easy in theory, but it was really cool that just witnessing Ken Roxon just keep dominating and just keep pushing. Another really cool photo I like, this one, because I was allowed to go in the pits and just take whatever pictures I thought. And I really like this one because you've got a bit of lights and a nice Suzuki there. You know, I've always admired my Suzukis and that. And yeah, I think that's a really cool little photo. Basic but cute. As we're walking around the stadium, and you know, because as the media people and the photographers, we're allowed to take pictures of things and that, this, that, the other. And I've seen these cute little kids, right? They're cute little kids, and it reminds me of myself when I was go-karting and that with my dad. And I always like seeing other motorsport enthusiasts because it just brings joy to myself. And I see these three kids, and they're part of a family, I believe, and I'm just like, you know what, they're focused in that moment, cheering on a couple of the riders, let's take a picture of them. And it's really cool in that regard. It's just like, yeah, really cool. This is another really cool photo I like. So I was standing in front of these girls, they're cheerleaders of the WSX Championship. Also sponsored by Boost Mobile Australia, so give them a check out if you not familiar who they are and you need a mobile company. Really cool photo because yeah, I came up in front of them, and then as I came up in front of them, I gave them a bit of a wave, just a signal, hey, I'm taking pictures of yourself, and they obviously agree. They're like, oh yeah, you know, wave back sort of thing, and then they're giving me a smile and just doing a bit of a dance sort of thing because they're cheerleaders. They're supposed to be dancing and doing that sort of things, and I really like it in that regard because I've never taken pictures of like cheerleaders because it's rare to take pictures of cheerleaders in Australia. Well, I feel like, because yeah, it's more of an American thing, but yeah, it's really cool. That's why I thought of making it, and also it's extra special because like you wave to them and you interact with them and you're like, oh hey, you know, I'm taking pictures. So really cool. If this is anyone you know here, or any, like this is your relative or something, send me a message and I'm happy to send it to whoever you know, sort of. Right, so this picture just warms my heart. It really does. So I can't remember which little one. It started off like because there's a corner here. There was a corner here on the race, and then I'm taking pictures of the guys on the exit, like the riders exiting. So you're getting a bit of their tail end jumping, and also I'm getting a bit of their front end before they're doing like a bit of a 180 corner. So these little kids, they're on that corner bend, so like they're seeing a lot of us photographers occupying there, and then there's the cameraman there too, sort of thing. And I don't know, I was just sort of looking into the crowd because, like, you know, like sometimes for me this was my first sort of motorsport serious gig sort of thing, and I'm like, oh, you know, there's these little kids there, and some of them, they're waving to me. Like, I think it was these two were waving to me, and I'm like, you know what, I'll wave back sort of thing. And then these other little ones, I don't think they're related, but these little ones, they're like, give me a high five. And I'm like, oh shit, that's amazing. Like, all right, I'll give you a high five. And then gave these little ones a high five. Then this little one, he popped out and he's like, yeah, give me a high five too. And then these two, they give me a high five too. And it's like, it's beautiful in that regard, because it's like, you know, that's where I would have started to in motorsport, like watching it with me and my dad, and just sitting there and enjoying motorcycles or go-karts or even Formula One. It's like, yeah, it's really cool, and I just love that, because it's like they're young kids, and it's like, it reminds me of myself, and it's just like, yeah, what's the word where you get goosebumps, and like, beautiful photo, because yeah, you exchange high fives, and it's like, we all love motorsport. It's just like, oh. So yeah, I love that. Right, so this is another really cool picture that I took. It's one of the riders he used to do Nitro Circus, okay? I believe he used to do Nitro Circus. Really cool picture. You'll also see him a little bit later with one of the DJs, which I'll point out. Really cool picture, because, mate, these guys are mental. So throughout the WSX and also the SX1 and SX2 and the junior categories, like support categories, you get all these like Nitro Circus and freestyle motocross jumpers and that, and this guy's one of them. This one's probably my favourite one, because he's like, it's just wild, because it's like literally doing a Superman's no hands, but like he's doing a half Superman like that with, and then you got your Marvel Stadium lights, and this one's particularly right in the middle, nice shine, and he's sort of looking out here where the crowd is. These guys are mental. These guys are mental, they're wild. Alright, so another really cool picture. For me myself, like throughout the weekend, I was really, I wouldn't say starstruck, I don't know what the word is, but like I was just enjoying the moment and seeing some of the fans and the young kids, and yeah, like I interacted a lot with people. And for me, like, sometimes I'm not the best photographer, and I'll openly admit that, because even though I've got 7 years under my belt, I've always going to improve, always that. But for me, I always just love interacting with people, and I seen these two little chaps, and the mum and dad, they're up here, and I'm like, hey, can I take pictures of you guys? Because, you know, they got the merchandise and that, and I'm like, this is cool, like this is just amazing, because they're such passionate. They got the WSX merchandise, and it's like, me as a little kid, sort of like when I was that age, like I'm not sure if they're brothers, but I'm like, geez, it's like, it's just amazing, because you're there supporting whoever rider they go for, and you're in the front row, because this is like, they typed this up for sponsors, so you're in the front row, and they're just chilling out, watching the motorbike riders, and you're like, oh, that's just, oh, yeah. And I'm like, hey, can I take a picture? And they're like, yeah, sure. I take a picture, and they're like a bit of a thumbs up, and you're like, oh, it just warms your heart, because that's the fans where you're like, yeah, they're the fans that, you know, that was you many years ago too. So it's like, I love that in that regard, because it's just like, yeah, it gives a bit of a heartwarming thing. I hope you're really enjoying some of the slides already. As it's going, I'm talking about them. Also, you're seeing some of the slides then and there. This is one of Australian's really cool DJs, okay, so she mixes up some of Australian stuff. This is Brooke Evans, okay, so hi Brooke Evans if you're listening. She's a pretty cool female artist DJ, okay, so Brooke Evans, she was on the decks, just a sort of thing. And this is Harry Bink. So remember how I was talking about one of the riders, works for Nitro Circus. I'm not sure if he's a current rider for Nitro Circus, but he's still currently doing freestyle motocross sort of thing, so freestyle stunt sort of thing. That's Harry Bink, and that's Brooke Evans, so they're like, I think they're really good friends actually. And what happened was, obviously Harry Bink is like a bit of a joker sort of thing, and he's like, oh yeah, he's having a bit of wet on the thing, like the spinner. And then Brooke Evans is like, oh look, we're on the TV sort of thing, you know, so it's like, this is like a nice capture moment of just in the action and just enjoying. Harry's having a bit of a laugh, like, oh, you know, hey, I'm like, yeah, a bit of a cheeky laugh, and Brooke Evans is like, oh, we're on the big screen. So I really like this picture, because I believe they're really cool friends, actually, too, on and off the motorsport community, and yeah, it's really cool. Really cool. So hey, if you are one of these Harry or Brooke, and you really want this photo, just send me a message. I'm more than happy to give it to you. So, a really cool picture. This is obviously Ken Roxon's bike here, because I was allowed to go in the pit lane and just enjoy, take some pictures. Well, not enjoy, do what I got to do, as in photography wise. And I seen a couple of mechanics constantly work on Ken's bike, and you're like, he's about to win a potential world title, and they're constantly working on it. I'm like, geez. And Ken admitted it too. He wasn't too happy with it originally, but then he obviously adapted to it and gone, okay, I need this or I need that, you know, like I want it set up like that. And it is a bit too dark in there, so next time I will get my flash out with the camera, but there's not much light in there, but at the same time I felt like it's a really cool thing, because Ken Roxon's gone for a world championship, second back-to-back world title, and his mechanic there is working on it, you know, just trying to fix it and go, alright, we're gonna, whatever, like give it maybe a service or just fix it. I didn't ask him what was going on with it, because, you know, like I didn't want to be a sticky nose, but yeah, I didn't want to ask him. I didn't want to be a sticky nose and just go, oh, hey, what are you fixing? But like, I felt like that's like, because, you know, you're in that zone. They're both trying to win a title, so I didn't want to be a sticky nose. But I really like that photo, because it just shows dedication and whatnot, sort of thing, as a mechanic too. Yeah. This is another really cool picture of mine that I really like. It's a bit, not too bad, but I really like this one, because one of the riders, they go for the jump, and then as the winner takes the flag sort of thing, they do a bit of a side kick sort of jump. And I like it because you got Marvel Stadium, well, a bit of Marvel, and then the stadium, flames, and obviously the WSX, so I was trying to incorporate all of them. Ideally I would have just cropped it out to that, but this is the full version. I believe that's Dean Wilson, because he won one of the races then and there, and he's also a Honda rider. His Honda rider, which is red, I believe that's Dean Wilson. So hi Dean, if you're watching. Really cool rider. Thank you for me meeting you, sort of thing too. Yeah, really cool picture, and I know what to do next year for this to better this picture too, sort of thing. Okay, so like you're always experimenting, always trying to learn how to get this picture a little bit better, but really cool photo nonetheless. Okay, so this is another really cool picture, because Max Angsty, he won one of the championships, so it was really cool because he won the SX2 championship, and I've got a championship rider in this picture, and I've always wanted to take a picture of a championship rider. He was the first, okay, and also really cool. Bit of champagne. He's just like, yeah, you know, happy in the moment. Won his SX2 champion. So another really cool picture that I did was another cheerleader. This one was a little bit. So in there was about, let's just say, about 10 cheerleaders altogether, like of all these ladies. And this one was on the far corner, and she always kept looking at me, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'll walk up to her a little bit closer, sort of thing, and actually take a photo. And she noticed that I was going to take pictures, sort of thing. And because she was busy doing the sort of the dances and whatnot, but obviously I was as the media and the photographer, I was sort of allowed to get closer, sort of thing. And she noticed me, and she's smiling, and I'm like, you know, I'm taking a picture, and she's like, you know, sort of nods and smiles, and it was really cool. And I took that picture of herself. Hi, if you're watching, sort of thing. So this picture, I was allowed to go into the press conferences after and before the races, of course. And this one's a really cool picture. Like, it's sort of basic, but sort of not at the same time, because now what happened was this is the pre-race press conference. So Max Angsty, he won his SX2 championship, of course. So he's now a champion. And this is Ken Roxon here. Ken Roxon won his championship too. So he's a double WSX champion. So it's a really cool photo because we've got both of the champions in one photo sort of thing, and I can't remember exactly what line it was, but one of the other riders out here, because there was another rider out here, but they're having a bit of a joke. Ken's looking this way, and Max being Max, because Max is a bit of a talker, a bit of a joker. He had a bit of a crack up with one of the questions that was asked in the media pen sort of thing. Really cool photo because, yeah, it's got both of them. So this is probably my favourite out of the whole weekend actually, this picture here. This is Ken Roczen winning his second WSX championship back to back. The reason why it's probably one of my favourite ever photos in sport too is because I've always had a passion for sport, as many of yourselves may or may not know. I love my sport, love my motorsport. I always wanted to achieve a world championship, like a rider holding a championship trophy in that moment. Ken Roczen's obviously a one-time champion, and then now he's a two-time champion in this photo, and a lot of emotion. You know, he's really happy because he's got that trophy in his hands. There was 3 rounds of the championship, so that equals quite a bit of races too, and I feel like that's really cool in that regard. Like, I've got a world championship rider with their trophy, so happy with that. And yeah, I've always wanted to achieve that. Like, I've taken pictures of Lewis Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo, my man, who else? Rafa Nadal, maybe you've seen that video. I've taken some pictures of some really good athletes and good sportsmen, people that I've always looked up to in life. But this one's probably my favourite one because, like, they've won a world title. Well, Ken's won a world title, sorry, and it's like, it's extra special because I was there witnessing it, and yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, these are the pictures of pretty much that go out to the media, and it's like out to the media, out on Facebook, and that's my picture, so it's like, it's extra special, and I do believe there's more to come, okay? This one is Ken Roczen. Obviously he celebrated his win with a trophy, then he comes down and his team is all around, like over here where my hands are, but myself, I was focusing just on him in the moment, and he's given the bottle a squirt, all the champagne going everywhere, his world championship photo. It's just a really cool photo, so I really like that one because it's like, you know, back-to-back championships, and it's a world championship. It's like, it's a really cool photo, you know. Victory celebration. Really cool photo. So this photo is just before Ken Roczen does his champagne and whatnot. He gets all the team, like they all get the team all there, just celebrating, all the Suzuki guys of his team. Really cool photo because, yeah, it's like, you know, they're all championships and they're all a team. Like, on the TV sometimes you just see this man here and a couple of the crewmen, like he's the team owner and a couple of the mechanics, but behind all the TV there's all these people that help out Ken and help out Suzuki, and all the sponsorships and all these mechanics, all that sort of stuff there, social media crew, all that sort of stuff. And I really like this picture because it's also a photo that's not always the centre of Ken sort of thing, or, you know, like, let's just say Roger Federer or Rafa Nadal, like, they've got their own team within that, it's not just themselves sort of thing. And I really like that photo because they're like happy, and they're like, yeah, you know, we did it, like a bit of a hard yards, a lot of rounds, and going overseas to do other races. This photo is probably my favourite one also, another really favourite one. This is the thumbnail photo, if you didn't know. Marvel Stadium, so I went outside and it was pouring with rain in Melbourne, typical Melbourne. And I sort of seen it and I'm like, you know what, I want to take a picture of the stadium. And yeah, just enjoyed some nice lights and also the stadium. I really enjoy stadium pictures and things like that, so for me, I really liked it. If I had the opportunity to do it again, I'd really try to fix that up a little bit, like get a tripod out there, get a tripod, nice long exposure, just to really try to get that. maybe get the reflection a little bit better too if I'm doing a long exposure, but it's okay. I didn't have a tripod on me at the time, but it's a really cool photo and I like that one. And that's sort of it, but without further ado, I'd like to say thank you if you made it this far, and this is what World Supercross is, of course. World Supercross is a sport, and internationally too, sort of thing, okay? Myself, obviously, I'm Thomas Piscineri. Please give me a follow, or please just thank me in just general, because I love sport and all that sort of stuff. Like I said, please, if you're from Melbourne or even Australia in general, please give me an opportunity, because I honestly don't have many opportunities at the moment, because, you know, it's a bit quiet being who I am, but that's okay. And I just want to say that, hey, I think I could achieve some really cool greatness things too. So that's part of this video. I just want to say, hey, I think I can achieve some more, and hopefully there's some more jobs out there too in the future, okay? I've also got a goal that, look, I want to do some more music photography, because I love my music. Also sport, like motorsport, a bit of AFL, meeting also some celebrities, talking to them, getting to know how they got to where they are, like that sacrifices. So there's some really cool things that I want to achieve. At the same time, I also need some people's assistance too, and that's okay too. We'll get there. One step at a time. I'd also love to achieve to meet Post Malone, alright? I know that's a really crazy dream, but I want to meet Post Malone and take pictures of Post Malone at a concert, or just meeting him one day, okay? So I want to say that in the universe of YouTube, and say that in the universe of Instagram, or just on even LinkedIn too. Like, I want to meet Post Malone, because I've always thought that he's the coolest guy to look up to and just take pictures of, because he's one of them guys that I always stand up to and think that, hey, he's the way he is, and he looks different, his music's different, but it's sort of the way I am too, and it's like, shit, I like the way you are, and I think me and him would be a really cool picture. Another really cool dream would be also, like I said, to achieve some AFL, some more motorsport, like internationally and stuff like that. I really think I can achieve it. Some more jobs in Melbourne. I think I can achieve it, get some more media opportunities, and also talk about things like this, because I love what I do, okay, I really do. But it's also a matter of just helping the community out too, okay? With my media, talking to people, meeting people. It's part of the beautiful opportunity of what photography is. I just love it. I love it, and yeah, please look into myself. As I'm sort of towards the end of the video, I just want to say a massive thank you for sticking around, looking at this gallery, and I hope that maybe one day in the future, maybe you can contact me, say thank you for, you know, talking a bit about the World Supercross Championships and what I've captured, and also the passion there, because motorsport and whatnot. I'd love to achieve some more media roles in motorsport. I really would, because I love motorsport. That's where I was born, and yeah, I just love it in general, and I always see myself in motorsport. At the same time, I also love my music, so please, if you see some music roles and you're like, oh, you're not too bad photographer, please sing out. I'd love to take pictures of your band or of yourselves, just in general, okay? Like, please, I'm just a message out, and I'll help you out. Like, it's a small job, but I'll be doing it for yourselves, okay? I'd love to take pictures of yourself, and that's part of where this video is also going, because, yeah, like, I don't have much on, but I also believe that talking in the universe can help people, okay? Help people. My dream is I want to take more international pictures like this, okay? I really do, and I really think I can achieve more sports images, because, like, I have taken some good pictures of international people, like Ken, Lewis Hamilton, Rafa Nadal, and also smaller things too, like smaller things. But at the same time, I want to get a little bit bigger too. Like, I dream of one day taking pictures of people like Post Malone, like the musician, Ed Sheeran, even Adele. Adele's would be a really cool one, because her music is just like amazing, and just to take someone like that, that'd be amazing too. I know they're crazy dreams, but at the same time, I always believe the world is small. it's good to have a dream, because the world is small. You never know what connection, what doors happen. That's also why the video too part of photography, because it can encourage yourself, motivate yourself to get out there and take pictures of whatever you're wanting to. Another really cool thing I'd love is to take pictures of Denzel Washington. I love Denzel Washington. A lot of his quotes mean a lot to me, and I always liked his sayings. So thank everybody for giving me that opportunity who was there, part of that. Because as you know, I'm a photographer. I'm passionate about motorsport. That's why this video has happened, and I just want to keep talking about motorbikes and photography till the days come. Like I said, look, I'm always a message out to, like, please, if you do want yourself perhaps photographed, please look into myself, and please maybe email me, Instagram me, Facebook me, whatever means necessary. Get in touch with me, because like I will take some pictures of yourself for whatever reason. I'll give it a fair crack, whatever the mission is, because like that's who I am and what I've always believed in. And without further ado, thank you for watching this video, and I do believe that more will come, of course, and thank you, and we'll see you later.